Okay, I'm ready. Good morning, everyone. This is your first appearance hearing before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County. My name is Brad Gardner, and I'm a judge in this court. I am here to inform you of the charges that have been filed against you, to advise you of certain rights, to set bail on those offenses that I'm authorized to set bail, to schedule a preliminary hearing, and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney. You have the right to remain silent and say nothing, but should you give up this right, anything you say during this proceeding may be used against you. So please don't discuss the facts of your case. During this and all of the proceedings, you have the following rights: to the presumption of innocence, to indictment by a grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors, to a speedy and public trial by jury, to see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you, to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf, to testify on your own behalf or offer evidence in your own defense, and to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you if you qualify. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail. These bonds may be posted by cash, commercial, or property. Some of you will have special conditions on your bond that prohibit you from contacting certain people or going to certain places. You will also be prohibited from contacting the victim while you are in jail. If you violate the court's order, your bond will be revoked and you can remain in jail until your trial. You could also receive additional felony charges. It is important to note that if someone is listed as a victim in your case, that person will not be allowed to post your bond. Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is not authorized by law to set bail. In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before a judge of the Superior Court of Clayton County, and you will be informed of that date. If you are currently on active probation, this court is not authorized to set bond at this time. Where the bond is appropriate in your case will be reconsidered after your probation officer has had an opportunity to consider this new arrest. The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine whether there is sufficient evidence to support the allegations against you. The standard at this stage is very low. A judge determining whether a charge goes forward at this stage only has to determine that it is possible that the crime occurred. Everyone has the ability to waive their right to a preliminary hearing. However, you should speak to a lawyer first if you are unsure about whether it is appropriate to waive your preliminary hearing. If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived. You will receive notice at the address you give of your next court date. Lastly, I need everyone to raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm any statements you make during this proceeding will be the truth and whole truth, so help you God?
Help me God.
Okay, let's begin on the lady's side.
Ms. Berkeley. Ms. Berkeley, Your Honor.
Okay,
You can stop it right there. Pull it back just a little bit.
let's see. Okay, Ms. Berkeley, can you hear me okay, ma'am? You're charged with one count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, one count of battery, one count of cruelty to children in the third degree, and one count of criminal damage to property in the second degree. The aggravated assault and the criminal damage to property in the second degree are both felony offenses. I'm going to deny bond at this point on the aggravated assault charge. I'm going to set a $5,000 bond on the battery, a $3,000 bond on the cruelty to children in the third degree, and a $5,000 bond on the criminal damage to property in second degree. I'm going to also place a stay away provision on your bond to stay away from an Ariana Chanel Latrice Hill. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 3rd at 8:30 in the morning, and your bond hearing date is going to be set at November 5th at 8:30 in the morning. Both are going to be in courtroom 201. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, you do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Yes, you say, November the 5th and November the 8th?
Yes, November 3rd for the preliminary hearing and November 5th for the bond hearing.
For the aggravated assault charge or the rest of it?
For the aggravated assault charge. And the reason I'm denying the bond on the aggravated assault is because of the allegation of placing a gun against the head of a child. I don't know the facts beyond that. And there may be something additional that your lawyer can come up with. But if your lawyer does that, your lawyer can speak to the district attorney's office to see if they're willing to consent to a bond.
Okay, when will I be given a lawyer, because I actually do have evidence?
So the paperwork will go over today and it'll get sent to the public defender's office for Clayton County. But because I don't work for them, I can't tell you. The person may be over there tonight or the person may be over there Monday. I just have no idea. But if you have not had any contact, you can contact the Clayton County Public Defender's Office and let them know you need to speak to a lawyer.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions, ma'am?
No.
Okay, ma'am.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Do I ask when I'm incarcerated now?
Yes.
Do I ask them at the front
Do you ask them for what?
about the lawyer with the public defense?
The honest question is, I don't know. You can just ask one of the deputies, hey, I need to talk to somebody from the public defender's office. Because like I said, I'm not there at the jail, so I can't tell you with any kind of specificity. But they may know that, hey, lawyer so-and-so comes every night at 6 o'clock. Okay, you're free to go back, ma'am. Miss Harris?
Miss Harris is right here, Your Honor. I'm just.
Okay.
Miss Harris. Just make sure she's sent it.
Miss Harris, you're charged with one count of aggravated assault by strangulation. I'm gonna set a $10,000 bond on this offense. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Shakiria Forney. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Because this is a felony offense, your preliminary hearing date will be set for November 3rd at 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
How much do you make per hour?
11.
Okay, you do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Ms. Hart?
You are Ms. Hurd.
Sir.
Ma'am, you're charged with two driving related offenses. One is driving a vehicle with defective headlights. And the second charge is driving a vehicle with a suspended license. You're gonna have a $500 bond set on the defective headlights charge and a $1,500 bond set on the driving on the suspended license charge. Do you believe you can post this bond?
Yes.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for November 2nd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. The date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, you do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
So that's, Ms. Lee.
You are Miss Lee.
Yes.
Ma'am, you're charged with one count of terroristic threats or acts and one count of violating a family violence order. The terroristic threats or acts is a felony. I'm going to set a $10,000 bond for that offense. The family violence order violation is a misdemeanor. I'm going to set a $5,000 bond for a total bond of $15,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
No.
Okay. There's going to be a preliminary hearing date. I'm sorry. There's going to be a preliminary hearing date set for November 3rd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from Catherine Stewart and Alexis Washington. Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you were to violate this stay away provision, you could face a felony charge of aggravated stalking, and there's no bond for that charge. Please stay away from these ladies, okay?
Okay.
Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. You have any questions of me?
No.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
You can step outside. Ms. Robinson.
Are you Miss Robinson?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're charged with one count of criminal trespass and one count of battery. I've set a $3,000 bond on the criminal trespass, but I cannot set a bond on the battery charge because there's an indication that you're on probation or parole.
Mhm.
So there's gonna be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Rayshawn Robinson. Do you understand that? Your preliminary hearing date is gonna be set for November 2nd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. The date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, ma'am, you do qualify for the appointment of a lawyer. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Now, because this is a misdemeanor charge, you may be able to get a bond, consent bond from the solicitor's office. I just can't set it at this initial hearing. So please speak to your lawyer about that and see if your lawyer can maybe have a discussion with the solicitor to get you a bond. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Anything else, ma'am?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Yes, sir. Ms. Davis.
Ms. Shavers, ma'am, you're charged with one count of battery. The bond is going to be set at $5,000. Do you believe you could post this bond?
Yes, sir.
There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Sky Christian. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. I definitely want to comply with everything you're saying. I just need to get my things from work. I'm the owner of that home, and I just need to get some clothes and something. So how do I, and what's the stay away exactly mean? Like, we can't be in a certain amount of feet, we can't be in the same home?
I'm gonna address both of those questions in 1 second, okay?
Okay.
You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date set for November 2nd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Please.
Okay,
Also, can I tell you where can the mail go to another address? Because I believe she's taking my mail.
okay. I'll address that in a second also. You do qualify for the appointment of a lawyer, so I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. So upon bonding out, you can make arrangements with the sheriff's department so that you can get your items that you may need for your daily living. If this Christian is not afraid of you or feels that, it would not be an issue, she can contact the solicitor's office and ask for this condition to be removed. The reason we place a stay away provision on these family violence battery issues is because 9 times out of 10, you're bonding out the next day, and we don't want whatever caused you to be before me today to flare back up this evening. And then we're dealing with another situation. So the stay away provision is to stay away from her. If she voluntarily decides to leave that location, you can go back to that home. So it's not a stay away provision as to a particular location, it's as to a person.
Okay, so we just can't be in the same residence? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and the contact is a no contact, so no emails, no phone calls, nothing like that. Give me 1 second. I need to drink some water.
Okay.
So the basics. I'm sorry. The basics of this is that you are an adult. She's an adult. We don't have time to referee fights between adults. But when the police are called, you bring a third party in, and because we're not your parents and we can't just sit at your house, we gotta set some bright lines. Okay. So I don't know you and I don't know her, and I don't know whether this whole thing is gonna get fixed or not. Okay. But the solicitor's office is in a position where they can investigate. And that's why they're the people that she would need to speak to, because they will look into it and make a determination as to whether they think you are a danger or you're not.
So I need to go to the solicitor's office?
No. If she were to contact the solicitor's office and said, things got out of hand with Ms. Shavers, it's fine, this is out of the ordinary. The solicitor's office will look into you. And the reason they look into you is because people are killed all the time after saying, I don't have any problems with this person. And then the next thing you know, the person that they said is fine to come back in the home ends up in a murder situation. So that's why they will look into it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So just set up an appointment to go get my belongings.
Yes, as you're going through the bonding process. Okay, anything else, ma'am?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Yes.
Ms. Spears,
Yes.
ma'am, you're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. The bond is going to be set at $3,000. Do you believe you can post this bond?
Yes.
There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Ted Williams. Do you understand that?
Yes. We live in the same home.
We live and own the same home.
Okay, ma'am. And this happens every day. Understand that. Somehow the police got called to your house and something happened, and the allegation is that you did it. Okay, that you were throwing his clothes out the window or out the apartment. Ma'am, that's just the allegation. Okay, we're not here to determine if you're guilty or innocent. So I understand that you may live together, but first of all, we don't have enough resources for the police to be at everybody's house refereeing disputes between adults. Okay? So to the extent that there's a stay away provision that's on this, as you've heard me describe it before, there's a way that it can be removed, but it has to go through that process. Okay? So if Mr. Williams is in that home, you have to stay away from that home. If you go back to that home, you face a felony aggravated assault charge, which does not carry a bond. Okay? So you have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for November 2nd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No.
Okay, you're free to go back, ma'am.
Ms. Perrin? Ms. Perrin, Your Honor.
Okay. Are you Miss Perrin?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am, you are here in a slightly different situation. The same privileges apply to you as I discussed earlier, but you're here on what's called a fugitive from justice warrant, and it says you're wanted out of Virginia Beach for disorderly conduct, assault, and grand larceny. Has anyone spoken to you about the fugitive from justice process yet?
No, sir.
Okay, so you have the right to contest this warrant. I mean, I'm sorry, this fugitive warrant. And if you were to ask for a hearing sometime within the next 90 days, you would have a hearing here. And the only thing the judge is going to determine is whether you are the person named in the warrant and whether the warrant actually exists. If the judge were to make the determination that those two conditions exist, then the judge will sign off on the governor's warrant for you to be sent back up to Virginia Beach. And they will have 30 days as an initial statutory period to come and get you, but it could be extended to 60 days. If you believe you are the person named in the warrant and that the warrant is valid, you can waive that whole process. If you were to waive that process today, that 30-day clock begins to run today. If they do not come and get you within the statutory period, you most likely will be released out of the front door. But the warrant does not go away. So if you were to interact with a law enforcement officer and in 5 minutes after you're released from the jail, and they run your information and find that there is a warrant, then they're going to start the whole process over and they'll take you back. So am I making any kind of sense? Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, you're making it very clear. I understand everything very clear.
Okay. So do you have an idea of what you may want to do?
Yeah, I wanna waive my rights. I mean, I am the person that said that I'm wanted for in Virginia. That's where I'm from. I'm from home. If I would have known that I had a warrant out, I wouldn't have never tried to, travel out of the country for my birthday for the weekend. Like I would have handled the situation, and I didn't understand why Virginia allowed me to leave from the airport to here, and then they locked me up, you know, and I don't know how long this charge has been, how long I've been wanted.
So what you may want to do, ma'am, is get a lawyer. In any event, get a lawyer up in Virginia Beach. The lawyer up there may be able to negotiate a bond condition up there where they will agree to release you. And so if they were to give you a bond on these charges up there, they contact the sheriff's department here and tell them to cut you loose.
Okay,
Because like I said, the sheriff's department here has no interest in your case other than our duty to hold people that have warrants out of another state.
right, I understand, sir.
Okay, so once you sign that waiver, ma'am, they'll send it over to me. I'll sign it, and then the clock will start running today. But you really should contact a lawyer up
Okay.
in Virginia Beach.
Yeah, thank you for that information, I will do that.
You're welcome.
Right.
Okay, let's switch over to the mail side. Thank you for your assistance. Have a good weekend.
You too, Your Honor. Take care.
Okay. Let's see. Are you Mr. Is it Bakar?
Yes, that's me. I've been locked up for 4 months. Ain't been to court yet.
I have a $3,000 bond for you.
I can't afford it. And I was wondering, can you give me a signature bond?
Did I appoint a lawyer to represent you?
No, you didn't.
Do you want a lawyer to represent you?
Yes, I need a lawyer. I'm ready to get out of here, man. It's terrible. I've been in here for criminal trespass for 4 months, man. It's terrible, man.
Okay, so I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. That lawyer is most likely going to get this case before a judge in state court. And then depending on what has happened, I wanted to say that you should or should not enter a plea, but you're probably looking at getting placed on a calendar possibly next Tuesday, and having this whole thing taken care of.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking just to see, because your name has come up a couple times.
Yes, I was.
And it is, you have three separate warrants. One for criminal trespass from March 18th of this year.
That one was dealt with.
Hold on. You have a disorderly conduct from April 24th of this year, and another criminal trespass from August 10th of this year. So it looks like you have three separate cases.
The two was dealt with the trespass and the disorderly conduct. Those two were dealt with.
So you do have a disorderly conduct and a criminal trespass that were both are being listed and shown as disposed of, and that was from the disorderly conduct is from August 18th, 2020. And then there's a criminal trespass from March 31st of 2021.
That one was dealt with.
Right, those were with Judge Cowan.
Yes.
So you still have three other warrants showing. And the latest one is from what I'm seeing today. It's the 2021 WA 14541 that discusses the criminal trespass from August 10th. So I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you, Mr. Picard, because I think these can get worked out. Okay,
I can afford a bond though. Afford a bond.
okay. All right, well, you have a bond. And I don't know what keeps happening, but is there any kind of thing where you may need assistance?
Yes, I'm retarded. I'm supposed to have my mother's assistance.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so it looks like the one that you're being shown for today, that's scheduled to go before Judge Bridgewater on a preliminary hearing. Excuse me, and that's set for September 28th.
Okay.
Okay. All right, sir. So I'm going to make sure that you have a lawyer appointed and you're free to go back.
Okay.
All right. Mr. Is it Bowen?
Yes, sir.
Give me 1 second, Mr. Bowen. Sir, you're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass and 1 count of simple battery. The bond is going to be set at $3,000 on the criminal trespass and $4,000 on the battery. That's going to be a total bond of $7,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
I should be able to. I'm not there.
Okay. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a sure Honda gun. Do you understand that?
Sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 2nd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Did you fill out a form for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir, I did.
I do not see it. Hold on. All right. Are you currently working, Mr. Bauer?
Sir,
How much do you make per hour?
15.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back, sir. Hold on 1 second. Marie, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can.
Would you try to reach out to the interpreter? We're going to need a Spanish interpreter for Mr. Hernandez and Mr. Luis.
I sure will.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Mr. Caldwell. Mr. Caldwell, sir, you're charged with 1 count of possession of firearm by a convicted felon. I've set a bond at $10,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
I'm not sure. I can attempt it, I'm not sure.
Okay, your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 3rd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your ability to bond out. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, please.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Calvin. Mr. Calvin, sir, you're charged with 1 count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce, 1 count of felony possession of mushrooms, 16 grams, and 1 count of possession of Schedule 1 drug, and finally, identity fraud. I've set bond on all of these offenses. You're going to have a $1,500 bond on the possession of marijuana less than an ounce, a $10,000 bond on possession of the mushrooms, a $3,000 bond on the possession of the pills, and a $10,000 bond on identity fraud. So that's going to be a total bond of $24,500. So you believe you can post that bond?
Yes.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for November 3rd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your ability to bond out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me? Okay, sir, you're free to go back. Do we have Mr. Gardner next or Mr. Gresham?
We have Mr. Gardner next. Mr. Gresham, he's still in intake, so we just gonna have to wait until he comes out.
Okay, Mr. Gardner, sir, you're charged with 1 count of terroristic threats or acts, 1 count of obstructing an officer. I've denied bond on a terroristic threats or acts charge. I've set a $2,000 bond on the obstruction. I'm going to set a preliminary hearing date for November 3rd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. I'm going to also set a bond hearing date for November 5th at 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201. You didn't fill out the form, so have you already hired a lawyer, or you plan on hiring a lawyer?
I was trying to hire a lawyer, but I didn't know that you wasn't gonna give me a bond. I thought I was gonna be able to bond out on that charge.
Well, you got a extensive criminal history. And if I remember correctly, yeah, the allegation of you lifting up a shirt, following somebody to their place of employment, lifting up a shirt and brandishing a gun, combined with your criminal history, is the reason that I'm denying bond on terroristic threats or acts charge. So do you want me to fill out the form now?
Yeah, so would I have to wait for my bond hearing to try to get a bond in?
As I've told everyone else, the district attorney's office can consent to a bond. And based upon what I saw, I have concerns about public safety. So I do have to take that into account. If this is a situation where you want me to appoint a lawyer, I will ask the questions, or if you want to hire a lawyer, it's up to you.
Yeah, I guess you appoint me a lawyer, man. Like I said, I really wasn't expecting not to get a bond, because basically everything is just what he say, she say. So.
Okay. Are you currently working, Mr. Gardner?
Yes, sir.
About how much do you make per hour?
19.
Okay, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you.
So do you think I'll be able to get a bond soon, sir? That's all right. Because all this, man, I can fight and prove all this. All this is he say. I was honestly really expecting a bond this morning, sir.
Right.
I really got to get back to work.
So
please don't do that.
No. And like I said, the biggest issue is the allegation of following the person to their place of employment and lifting up a shirt.
But Your Honor, can I say one thing? We work in the same area, so it wasn't.
Okay. I'll tell you what I'll do, Mr. Gardner. I'll set a $10,000 bond on this, and I will place a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from Michael Sadler. Do you
Thank you.
understand that?
Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Gardner,
Yes, sir.
don't act this way.
I won't, sir.
All right, you're free to go back.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
That's a blessing.
Thank you, Jesus.
Mr. Gresham,
We're gonna have to wait on him, Your Honor.
oh, I'm sorry, you did tell me that. Let's see, Mr. Gums. So Gums, sir, you're charged with 1 count of simple battery. I'm gonna set the bond at $4,000. Do you believe you can post that bond? There's gonna be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Carla Bryant. Do you understand that? Your preliminary hearing date is gonna be set for November 2nd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna find that you qualify, Mr. Gums. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Okay.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Mr. Is it Mr. Hampton or Mr. Hallen? Who do you have next? Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. You are Mr. Hallen?
Mr. Hampton.
Hampton, okay.
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Hampton, sir, you're charged with 1 count of criminal damage to property in the 2nd degree. This is a felony offense. You're also charged with another felony offense of criminal trespass, damage to property, and finally with battery. You're in that situation where I cannot set bond on these 2 felony offenses. It looks like there was you're placed on 14 years probation on October 24th of 2012 for a robbery conviction out of Fulton County. There's gonna be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Rosalind Michelle. Do you understand that? So, Mr. Hampton, you're in the same position as the other people. This is something that can be agreed to by the district attorney's office, but I just can't set a bond for you at this stage. Okay? It doesn't mean the bond can't be set tomorrow, but it's gonna have to be someone discussing this with the district attorney's office. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Sir.
Are you, what do you make per month or per hour?
Like 13.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
So how soon can I get a bond here? Because I have a little medical condition. I really need to go to the doctor, and that's what I was trying to do. And I really need to see a doctor because like they got me on hold here, can't see nobody. And I need to really, like I stay away. I ain't got no problem with that. I stay away. I just need to see the doctor bad. Like I need to.
So, Mr. Hampton, as I said before, this is something that I can't set a bond today. If you hired a lawyer today and the lawyer talked to the district attorney tomorrow, they may agree and you'll be out tomorrow. But I can't tell you, well, tomorrow's Saturday. So it would most likely have to be somebody today. But as long as you're on probation, you cannot get yourself in a situation where you're charged with a felony offense or a misdemeanor involving violence like battery, criminal trespass. because a judge cannot set a bond at the initial hearing.
See, what I was told when I had all three of my charges was misdemeanors. Now I can't, everything is like different now. I was told, like I said, I was told after my charges was misdemeanors. Now they're saying they 2 felons and 1 misdemeanor. Like, I'm really confused now.
So from what I'm looking at, the warrant that was signed by Judge Duvernay on September 4th of 2021, it is a felony. So these 2 offenses that you're charged with, they have like a financial component to it. So if the damage is estimated to exceed $500, it converts from a misdemeanor to a felony. Okay, so I can break your pencil, and that could be criminal damage to property, but that's a misdemeanor because the pencil doesn't cost more than $500. So in your situation, the allegation, how you doing, Ms. Bermudez? I'll come to you in 1 second.
Yes, sir.
The allegation is that there's damage to a car. And so it's saying that the damage exceeds $500.
Okay, so how about you say the criminal trespass and then where they came in at, like, where they come in? I know about the criminal damage to the car. I know about that, but the criminal trespass and damage, I don't, where they will come in at.
Okay, hold on, let me, I'm flipping to it.
I don't know what that came in there right there. I thought it was just regular criminal trespass. For me being on the property and I didn't put it on. That's what I thought it was.
Let's see.
But the criminal trespass and damage to property, I don't know how I got that one right there, because I didn't, now the car I understand, yes, I do understand, but the criminal trespass and damage, I didn't damage no.
Hold on, I'm trying to find the warrant number. They got, these are in here twice. Okay.
Yo.
Okay, so the allegation for the criminal trespass is that you tore a black and a blue lanyard from the neck of Miss.
I did not touch her, no safe form of fashion.
No. So this is not, you're innocent at this stage. These are allegations. So it says that it ripped in half. So in Georgia,
Listen, what guy say?
in Georgia, criminal trespass can be committed in 2 ways. One is you're at a place where you were told not to return to, or you were told to leave and you didn't leave. The second way is that you interfere with someone's enjoyment of their property. So like one of the earlier cases with one of the ladies, she was charged with criminal trespass because the allegation was that she took her husband's clothes and threw them out of the house. So that is a misdemeanor charge. So let me strike that. I'm going to set a $3,000 bond on the criminal trespass. So you're going to have a bond set on everything except for the criminal damage to property in the 2nd degree. And that's the one where, like I said before, if it wasn't an indication that you were on probation, I could set a bond on that, and I would set a bond on it. Okay.
So when,
anything else?
So how soon with my total bonds is how much for the first 2 misdemeanors?
$8,000.
Okay, and I have to come back for the bond on the criminal damage to property.
So what I would suggest, if you have the ability to hire a lawyer as quickly as possible, so that lawyer, hold on, so that lawyer can contact the district attorney's office. You've been appointed a lawyer because you do qualify for that. I would try to have someone contact the public defender's office to see if they could get on your case as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else, sir?
When my next court date?
November 3rd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay, sir. You're free to go back. Okay, we have Miss Bermudez here. Miss Bermudez, we have a Mr. Luis and a Mr. Hernandez. Can we bring up Mr. Hernandez? Oh, is he still there? Wait a minute. How did
This is Presumption Hernandez, Your Honor.
okay. So it's all right. So, so I was looking at it as two people, so it's just one person.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I apologize, Ms. Bermudez. It's Jose Luis Perez Hernandez. Okay.
Okay, Judge, is that the only one we have? Because I also have one Jose Rodriguez. That person doesn't need my services.
Does one Jose Rodriguez need Ms. Bermudez services?
No, sir. He said he's fine.
Okay. Mr. Perez Hernandez, can you hear and understand the interpreter?
Señor Pérez Hernández, ¿puede usted escuchar y entender a la intérprete? Yes.
Sir, you're charged with one count of driving a vehicle without a license.
Señor, a usted se le acusa de un cargo de conducir un vehículo sin licencia de conducir válida.
And one count of driving a vehicle with an expired tag.
Y un cargo de conducir un vehículo con la placa vencida.
I'm going to set bond on both of these offenses, $1,000 for the driving with no license and $500 for the expired tag.
Yo le voy a fijar fianza para estos dos delitos. Por el cargo de manejar sin licencia va a ser una multa de $1,000 y por el cargo de manejar con la placa vencida es una fianza de $500.
The process you're going through right now is your first appearance before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County.
El proceso por el cual usted está pasando en estos momentos es comparecencia inicial ante el Tribunal de Primera Instancia del Condado de Clayton.
I am only here to inform you of the charges that have been filed against you,
Yo estoy acá solamente para informarle de cuáles son los cargos que se le han imputado,
to advise you of certain rights,
para decirle cuáles son sus derechos,
to set bail,
para fijarle fianza
and to schedule a preliminary hearing.
y para programarle una audiencia preliminar.
I'm lastly here to determine whether you will require the assistance of a lawyer.
Y finalmente, yo estoy acá para decidir si usted requiere la asistencia de un abogado.
Do you want me to make a determination as to whether you qualify for the appointment of the lawyer?
¿Usted quiere que yo tome una determinación y ver si usted califica para nombrarle un abogado?
Yo tenía un abogado, pero lo que pasó ayer que me dijeron que tenía orden de arresto. Y cuando
The thing is that I had an attorney, but what happened yesterday was that they told me that I had an arrest warrant.
Okay.
y pues yo tenía un abogado porque tengo corte en Fairview y y yo lo dije que me investigara él porque yo no quería pues que me agarrara. Y que
but
con ellos, completo. Me había dicho que no.
I had an attorney because I have a court date in Fayetteville. And I told him to investigate that for me because I didn't want to get arrested.
Okay. That is your right to hire a lawyer.
Ese es un derecho que usted tiene de contratarse su abogado.
Your next court date will be November 2nd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201.
Su próxima corte va a ser el día 2 de noviembre a las 8:30 de la mañana en la sala 201.
Y tengo que pagar o no tengo bomba salir.
No le escuché, señor.
¿Tengo que pagar algo para salir o no voy a salir todavía?
Do I have to pay in order for me to get out, or I cannot be released yet?
I've set a bond and you can pay your bond and get out of jail.
Yo le fijé una fianza y usted puede pagar su fianza y salir de la cárcel.
Si la pago, salgo hoy. Bueno, porque nomás para llamar a mi
If I pay it today, can I be released today?
Yes, sir.
Sí. Sí, señor.
Entonces, no sé si puedo usar un teléfono para marcar para que paguen la fianza y salir.
Okay, so I don't know if I can use the phone so I can call so they can pay my bond.
You will be allowed to use the phone sometime after this hearing.
A usted le van a permitir usar el teléfono en algún momento después que se termine esta audiencia.
Okay, y otra pregunta también, ¿todos pagan la fianza salvo? Que ayer he dicho que no. ¿No tenía corte?
Perdón, repita, señor.
Digo que bueno, ayer íbamos a pagar, pero me dijeron que no, porque tenía que esperarme hasta hoy si me aseguraban que iba a salir o no.
Okay, so another question. If I pay the bond, then I can be released, because yesterday I was going to pay and they told me not to pay because I have to wait until
today. Two things. Let me tell you a few things, and when I'm done, it may answer some of the questions that you have.
Dos cosas. Déjeme decirle algunas cosas y con esto puede ser que se le respondan algunas de las preguntas que usted tiene.
If there's a warrant for your arrest out of another county, you will not be released until that warrant is taken care of.
Si hay una orden de arresto pendiente en su contra, viniendo de otro condado, a usted no lo van a poner en libertad hasta que usted no se encargue de eso o hasta que usted no solucione eso.
You said you've hired a lawyer. Speak to that lawyer so that the lawyer can assist you in that other case.
Usted dijo que usted contrató un abogado, o sea que hable con el abogado para que el abogado le pueda ayudar con el otro caso.
Ok, y entonces hasta que no salga del caso del otro, no puedo salir, entonces no pagamos el bond todavía o ya pagamos.
So until I'm done with the other case, I cannot get out. So I shouldn't pay the bond yet?
You should speak to your lawyer so the lawyer can tell you what the lawyer is doing with that other case. If the warrant is taken care of, you will be able to bond out.
Usted debe de hablar con su abogado para que el abogado le diga qué es lo que él está haciendo con el otro caso. Y si usted se ocupa de la otra orden de arresto, entonces a usted lo pondrían en libertad.
Or you could also pay the bond today, and the sheriff's department will notify Fayette County, and they will come and get you and take you to Fayette County to deal with the warrant.
O sea que usted también podría pagar la fianza en el día de hoy, La comisaría le notificaría al condado de Fayette y el condado de Fayette entonces vendría a buscarlo para que usted solucione lo de la otra orden de arresto.
That's why I said to speak to your lawyer, because the lawyer will tell you what the lawyer believes is best for you.
Por eso yo le dije que hable con su abogado, porque el abogado le va a decir a usted qué es lo que él cree que es mejor para usted.
Una pregunta nomás, la orden de arresto la tengo con Febio o aquí con Clayton. Luego lo que quiero saber porque no sé de dónde la tengo la orden de arresto.
Another question is, do I have the arrest warrant with Fayetteville or with Clayton? Because I just would like to know.
What did your lawyer say?
¿Qué dijo su abogado?
Pues bueno, yo estaba esperando la corte y aún no me llegaba. Y entonces yo cuando, o sea que yo
Disculpe, señor. Señor, no le escucho. La pregunta es, ¿qué dijo el abogado?
Pues a mí, yo le marqué al abogado, ayer mi señora le marcó y le dijo, hace como 3 meses, él investigó y dijo que yo no debía nada aquí con Clayton, o sea que pues yo andaba confiado, pues, y entonces yo estaba esperando corte de Febio, o sea que tal no me llegaba, no sé si me llegó y el abogado no me avisó, pero yo lo que quiero saber es dónde es lo que debo la probation, que tengo probation o orden de arresto, quiero saber de dónde.
The thing is that I called him about 3 months ago, and my wife called him about 3 months ago, and we asked whether we had something pending with Clayton County, but the attorney didn't tell me anything. And I would like to know if I have probation, where do I have probation?
So the short answer to that, Mr. Perez Hernandez, is you know how many times you've been arrested and how many times you've been to court.
La respuesta corta, señor Pérez Hernández, es usted sabe cuántas veces usted ha sido arrestado y cuántas veces usted ha ido a la corte.
Me han arrestado con esto, yo como 5 o 6 veces.
With this one, I have been arrested, I think, 5 or 6 times.
Okay. I'm trying to find this out for you. However, it does not always show on my end.
Yo estoy tratando de averiguarle esto, pero sin embargo, esto siempre no me lo muestra en mi sistema.
Sí, porque pues yo, bueno, hoy quería, pues, yo te voy a marcar, pues, si usted usa el teléfono, iban a ir a ver al abogado para que se moviera, pues, yo quiero saber, pues, para decirle si es aquí, que se mueva para que arregle aquí, y yo le digo, pues, yo la aprovecho y yo la quiero pagar. Yo sí.
The thing is that I'm going to call today so they can talk to the attorney, because if he's here, I want him to take care of it, because the thing is that if it is probation, then I want to pay for my probation.
Okay. Hold on 1 second.
Okay, espera un momentito.
I don't have the information on my end, so I can't answer that question.
Yo no tengo esa información, o sea que yo no le puedo responder esas preguntas.
Ok, entonces, entonces no, todo pago, no pago entonces nada ahorita hasta que arregle todo.
Okay, so I should not pay anything right now until everything gets taken care of.
I'm going to go back to speak to your lawyer and discuss what is best with your lawyer.
Yo voy a regresar a lo de hable con su abogado y hable con él para ver qué es lo mejor para usted.
Okay,
¿Está bien?
Sí, está bien.
Yes, that's fine.
okay, you're free to go back, sir.
Ok, señor, puede retirarse.
Thank you, Ms. Bermudez.
You are welcome, Judge, and you have a good weekend.
I will. I'll do my best. You have a good weekend also.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. All right, let's get back on track. Who do we have next? Is it Mr. Hallen or Mr. Hammonds?
Mr. Allen, just an update on Mr. Gresham. They're having trouble dressing him out from intake, so he'll probably have to be continued for tomorrow.
Okay.
We try to go get him, but they're having issues and due to short staff and all that.
Okay.
But this is Mr. Howland.
Mr. Hallen, sir, you're charged with 2 driving-related offenses. One is following too close, and the second is driving on a suspended license. I've set a $500 bond on the following too close and a $1,500 bond on the suspended license for a total bond of $2,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
I believe my wife has already posted it.
Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 2nd at 8:30 in the morning, but that date is going to get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you do qualify, Mr. Hallen. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Hammonds.
Okay, Mr. Hammonds. So you're charged with 1 count of theft by shoplifting. This is a misdemeanor offense. The bond is going to be set at $2,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, Your Honor, the bond has been posted yesterday.
Okay. You also are in the position as Mr. Hallen, you're going to have a court date set for November 2nd at 8:30 in the morning, but that date is going to get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you do qualify, Mr. Hammonds. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Is there any way you can check on the status of my bail bond posting?
So it probably has already been posted. Like when you leave this hearing, they're probably not going to do and tell you to that things are coming. I mean that you're pack your stuff. It's time to leave. The unfortunate thing with sometimes with the volume we have with first appearance cases, the cases that are set by schedule, sometimes the paperwork isn't completed in enough time for you to go to bonding rather than to first appearance. And so out of just a sense of caution, they bring people to first appearance when they know that there may be that problem, so that you're not just sitting there because there is a problem with your bond. Okay. So it should happen relatively quickly. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, sir, you're free to go back. Mr. Harris?
Donnie Harris.
Hello, Your Honor.
Well, 1 minute before morning, almost afternoon. So good morning, sir. You're charged with 1 count of driving under the influence of alcohol to the extent that you're a less safe driver, and 1 count of driving on a suspended license. There's going to be a $5,000 bond set on the DUI and a $1,500 bond set on the suspended license. So you're going to have a total bond of $6,500. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Possibly, sir.
Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 2nd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to find that you do qualify, Mr. Harris. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
Just one thing on my suspension of license. I was not aware that they were suspended because I hired a lawyer to take care of that. And then I got a letter in the mail from the DDS stating when my license was going to be suspended. And I faxed that information to my lawyer, whom got in touch with the Department of Driver's Defense Services, I guess it is. And I followed up and asked, and they said they submitted the information to them and they were waiting for it to get back. And the last I called them, they said my license should not be suspended.
So it looks like from the warrant, it says that when they checked your information, your license came back suspended as of August 15th of this year for failure to appear.
I know, and that was the case with my lawyer, because they did not inform me that was even a court date, nor did DDS inform me. So I got really perturbed with the attorney and told him that how come. All right, sir.
So Mr. Harris, contact the lawyer so the lawyer can assist you. And to be honest, sometimes, especially with the COVID related stuff, the paperwork is not getting completed in a timely manner. So it could be the lawyer did everything the lawyer is supposed to do and the paperwork just did not get completed on time.
Okay, so should I get in touch with DDS, sir? Would you recommend that?
Well, you paid the lawyer.
Okay, that's all I need to know, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Mr. Malik Harris.
We bonded out, Your Honor.
Okay. Always love to hear that.
Sir, I'm sorry.
Reginald Harrison.
Can you tell me when my court date? Sir, this is Don Harris again. What was my court date?
It's November 2nd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201, but that date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Harrison's coming up, Your Honor.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Harrison, sir, you're charged with one count of theft by taking motor vehicle. This is a felony offense. I've set the bond at $10,000. Do you believe you can post this bond? Have you appeared before me, Mr. Harrison?
No, sir.
Before? Okay.
That would have been playing down.
So your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 3rd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. I don't see a form for you. Did you plan on hiring your own lawyer?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you have any questions of me?
Not right now.
Okay. You're free to go back, sir. Mr. Johnson?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Johnson. You're charged with one count of trafficking in marijuana. I cannot set bond on this offense at this time. I'm going to set a preliminary hearing date for November 3rd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. I'm going to also set a bond hearing date for November 5th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. You did not fill out a form. Were you planning on hiring your own lawyer?
Yeah, I plan on hiring a lawyer, and I thought I could make bond. This is the first time offense. I got a daughter on the way, and I got a baby that I take care of on my own.
So I probably get one of these cases every day. and cannot set bond on anything over 10 pounds. And you're a little bit over that amount.
I didn't have January 10 pounds. So I didn't have that much. I don't know why it's showing up like that. I didn't have 10 pounds. So I promise you.
Okay, so the allegation is that you transported 10.18 pounds of suspected marijuana from San Francisco, California to Atlanta, Georgia on Delta Airlines flight DL 768. That's the allegation. Okay.
I'm honestly saying, sir, I didn't have.
Mr. Johnson, talk to your lawyer about that. I hear you, but this is not a time for me to determine whether you're guilty or innocent. Okay, if it was 5 pounds of marijuana, you'd have a bond right now. But because it's over 10, I cannot set a bond.
Can I speak to a lawyer that can give me a bond?
You said you're gonna hire a lawyer.
That's what I'm saying. Like, can I?
Yes. Your lawyer should contact the district attorney's office and work on your case. But I'm like I said, I see these every day. Coming from LAX, Portland, Las Vegas. Yours is out of San Francisco.
Now, if I when they contact the attorney's office, will I be able to get a bond today if I get a lawyer?
If your lawyer speaks to the district attorney's office and the district attorney's office agrees, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else, sir? All right, you're free to go back. Mr. Lighting.
Yeah.
Mr. Lighting, sir, you're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. This is written as a misdemeanor. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yeah.
There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Nikita Lighting. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 2nd at 8:30 in the morning. Courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay, sir, you're free to go back.
Your Honor, next is gonna be Mr. Mcneil. Mr. Matujic, he's the fugitive.
Right. Okay. Mr. Mcneil. Afternoon, Mr. McNeil. So you're charged with 1 count of simple battery. Bond is going to be set at $4,000. Do you believe you can post that bond? You're going to have a preliminary hearing date. I'm sorry. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from James Robinson. Do you understand that? Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 2nd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you will get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, you do qualify. Mr. McNeil, I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Okay. If I change my address, how would I find out when it's preliminary court date? So I won't miss the date at court.
Okay, so 3 ways. One, if you change your address, do a change of address form with the post office with the new address. At some point, your case will get moved to the state court, and you can file a notice of change of address with the state court clerk's office. And finally, you can check the Clayton County website, claytoncountyga.gov, and just periodically check your name, and it'll show when your case gets moved from one place to the next. Okay.
Yes.
Anything else, sir? Okay, so you're free to go back. Mr. Reed? Mr. Reed, sir, you're charged with one count of following too close with a vehicle and one count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Both of these are misdemeanors. You're gonna have a $500 bond set on the following too close and a $1,500 bond set on the possession of marijuana less than an ounce. So that's a $2,000 bond. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Posted my bond last night.
Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 2nd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date is going to get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You do qualify, Mr. Reed. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me? Okay, you're free to go back.
Rodriguez.
The next one.
Hold on, Mr. Rodriguez. Okay, Mr. Rodriguez, so you're charged with one count of unlawful removal of baggage from the airport. This is a felony offense. Bond is going to be set at $10,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
No, sir.
Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 3rd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived if you're able to bond out. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
How much do you earn per hour?
Like 725.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No.
Okay, sir, you're free to go back.
You say the bond was 10,000,
Yes, sir.
so that's what, 1,000 to get out? 1,000 to get out?
You can post a percentage of the bond with the bonding company. It's anywhere from 10 to 12%. You can pay the whole amount to the sheriff's department. They'll hold it and then return it when your case is over. Or if you have property that has at least a value of more than 3 times the bond amount, you can use that property. The sheriff's department will place a lien on the property, and then they'll take the lien off when your case is resolved.
Yes, sir. You say my court date is November the 3rd?
Yes, sir.
You know what time?
8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back. So, Mr. Smith. Sir, you're charged with one count of driving a vehicle without a license. Bond is going to be set at $1,000. Do you believe you can post that bond? Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 2nd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Does this say you make $11 an hour? Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me? Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Sloan.
No,
Okay, sir. Are you Mr. Sloan?
oh, Mr. Surgeon,
Okay.
Ricardo, first name.
Did you say, all right, tell me your name again, sir. I'm sorry.
Ricardo Surgeon.
Okay. I do not see a Ricardo Surgeon. I have Sloan, Stallings, Turner, and then the other person. Are you sure you're supposed to be here, sir?
Yeah, I got arrested early this morning last night, and this is my first court appearance for possession of under a gram of marijuana.
He, Your Honor, I believe he's not on the calendar today, so he might be going off for tomorrow. But he was with the group who came in today.
Okay, so sir, if you're charged with less than an ounce of marijuana, that's a bond that's immediately bondable out. So you don't necessarily have to appear before me, but you just have to make those arrangements. Your bond is going to be $1,500. So you may want to try to get on the phone with the bonding company and get this worked out.
Yeah,
Or you'll be back tomorrow.
well, my family already did. They already went on it. As soon as I got arrested, they already was on the work on it. So I don't know the process. I know it's a process of bonding.
Okay, so hopefully they've already taken care of that. And when you leave this, you'll get notice that you've been bonded out.
Okay.
Okay. All right, next person.
I have one more question.
Yes, sir.
Due to that, I will have a court date mailed to me.
Yes. So the misdemeanor court dates right now are set for November 2nd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. But once you bond out, your case gets transferred to state court by operation of law. So that's why you'll get a new court date in the mail because it'll get assigned to a judge and that judge will place you on an arraignment calendar.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. All right, so does that mean we have Mr. Sloan next?
Yes, Your Honor, he's coming up.
Okay. Mr. Sloan, sir, you're charged with 3 drug-related offenses, 1 dangerous drugs not in the container charge, and possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime. All of these are felony offenses. I've set bond on these offenses. So I've set a $3,000 bond for possession of marijuana over an ounce. I've set a $10,000 bond on possession of marijuana with intent to distribute. I've set a $10,000 bond on the possession of Schedule II drugs, hydrocodone. I've set a $3,000 bond on the dangerous drugs not in container, and a $5,000 bond on the possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime. So you're going to have a total bond set at, let's say, 25, 28, $31,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
If I'm able to make a percentage of that, I can put that, yes.
It'll be somewhere between $3,000 or $3,500.
I can make that.
Okay, your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 3rd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You do qualify, Mr. Sloan. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Well, I'll just be waiting for that court date.
I'm sorry, sir.
I said I'll be waiting for the court date.
Oh, so it's gonna be November 3rd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201, but that date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail.
All right, I'll be-
Anything else, sir?
Sure.
Okay. All right. You're free to go back.
Thank you.
Stallings.
Mr. Stallings, sir, you're charged with 1 count of reckless driving. The bond is going to be set at $1,500. This is a misdemeanor offense. Do you believe you can post that bond?
My mom and them already paid the bond. I'm just waiting to get out.
Okay. So that'll probably happen relatively quickly.
How long you think, sir? Because I just had a baby.
I don't know. It'll be today. For everyone else, I do the paperwork. When I'm done with this hearing, I start doing the paperwork and finishing everything up, and I send it over to the sheriff's department so that it can be inputted into the system. Because your bond is set by schedule, that means your family can actually go ahead and take the steps to post your bond so you can get out.
What you mean by that?
Like pay your bond.
They already paid it.
Wait.
Oh, no.
So, Mr. Stallings, what is it? You asked me how long it's gonna take, and I told you I don't know, but I tried to explain it as best as I could, okay?
Yes, sir.
So, depending on what has happened, you may leave this hearing, and within 5 minutes, they tell you to pack your stuff and you're gone, okay?
Okay, correct.
But if I told you 5 minutes, I guarantee minute 6, you're gonna be buzzing, talking about the judge said it'll be 5 minutes, and it ain't been 5 minutes. What's going on? My mama gonna be calling, and everybody's gonna be calling because I said something that I didn't know the answer to. So you're gonna get out, sir, and it's gonna happen relatively quickly. I cannot tell you. With surgical,
Yeah.
you know, it's gonna be 30 minutes and 30 seconds and you will be out.
Okay.
Okay, but it's gonna happen today.
Yes, sir. Please.
All right. Okay, now, did I ask you if you wanted me to see if you qualify? No, I did not. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yeah, you can set me up a lawyer.
Okay. Did I give you your preliminary hearing date?
No, sir.
It's gonna be November 2nd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail.
Okay.
Anything else, Mr. Stallings?
That's it.
Okay, sir. You're free to go back.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Turner.
Hold on 1 second. Trying to fix a problem at the same time. Okay, Mr. Turner, sir, you're charged with 1 count of battery. The bond is going to be set at $5,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
You're going to have the stay away provision on the bond to stay away from an Ikeria Stokes. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
This is a misdemeanor, so your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 2nd at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your ability to bond out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? I'm sorry?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back, Mr. Turner.
Your Honor, Mr. Chudrick is coming up. He's the last one on the calendar.
Okay, and this is the fugitive, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you pronounce your last name, sir?
Mamutaji.
Mamutajic.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Mahmoud Tajik, you're charged with a fugitive from justice. And I don't know if you heard what I said to the other young lady, but you're in the same boat. Where all of the rights and privileges still apply. And you're going to, it looks like it says there's a warrant for your arrest out of Prince George's County Sheriff's Department, Upper Marlboro, Maryland, for robbery. And they said that they will extradite. So you have the right to challenge this. And if you wanted to challenge it sometime within the next 90 days, there will be a hearing and the purpose of that hearing would be to determine if you are the person named in the warrant and if the warrant actually exists. And if the judge makes that determination, the judge will sign the governor's extradition warrant, and then it'll get sent over to Maryland, and they'll have 30 days to come and get you. They could have up to 60 days, but it starts with the 30-day period. If you believe you are the person named in the warrant and you want to waive it, you can sign a waiver today, and the clock will start ticking today for them to come and get you within that 30-day period. If they don't come and get you within the statutory period, you could be released, but your warrant does not go away. So like I always say, you could encounter a police officer 5 minutes from being released and process starts all over again. Am I making any kind of sense for you? Do you have any idea what you want to do?
Yes, I would actually like to sign the waiver and start the ticking process. But I had one thing I would like to let you know about the paperwork. They actually have my first name and last name typed incorrectly. So would that interfere with anything?
What I'll ask you to do is strike through the what's not spelled correctly and spell it correctly on each one of the forms. That way we'll have something that we can place on your paperwork so that this won't be a problem that holds you up.
I just did that on the first page. So.
Okay. Miss Adamson, give me one moment. I'm going to send over the warrant numbers that I see for Mr. Bakar. So when you are done filling those forms out, sir, you'll be free to go back, and they'll send them to me, and I will sign it, and the clock will start running today.
Okay, appreciate that.
Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
So I signed them here?
Yeah.
All right, Your Honor, that's gonna be everybody for today.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
You too, Your Honor.
Miss Adamson, I'm gonna turn off the YouTube, and I'm gonna send the warrant numbers over to you.